Welcome to the Texas Wine Scene Podcast, the most up-to-date information to help you prepare for your wine tasting weekend. I'm Mike, your Texas Wine Scene correspondent, bringing you all the wine happenings in and around the great state of Texas, from the high plains to the hill country. If you love Texas wine, you've come to the right place. Let's take a trip. Welcome back, everyone, to the Texas Wine Scene Podcast. I'm your host, your Texas Wine Scene correspondent, Mike Cole, bringing you all the wine happenings in and around the great state of Texas. If you are a subscriber to the podcast, thank you so much for returning and tuning in to this week's episode. And if you are new to the podcast, thank you so much for stopping by to check us out. We are an information-based podcast supporting and sharing wine events, tastings, and industry news from around the great state of Texas. So I hope you enjoy the content, and if you do, please consider subscribing and sharing the podcast with all your wine-loving friends. It helps to continue to spread the word about the podcast and keeps everyone informed about current wine-related events. Also, please follow me on my socials at Texas Wine Scene on Instagram and Texas Wine Scene on Facebook, where you will see all the posts about upcoming events for the weekend. We'll continue our look at the most popular red and white grape varieties in Texas, and this week we focus on Roussanne. Roussanne, also known as Bergeron, is believed to be originally from the northern Rhone wine region of France. It gets its name from the word roux, in which the pigment of the grape variety resembles a reddish-brown or russet color. Roussanne thrives in climates with warm temperatures and intense sunny conditions, much like what we have here in Texas. Without this climate, Roussanne struggles to achieve phenolic ripeness and instead can easily develop mildew or rot. In fact, one of the drawbacks to cultivating Roussanne is its susceptibility to mildew and rot. Powdery mildew, or odium, is a fungal plant disease that appears as patchy white or gray splotches that looks like white powder on the leaves and stems of the infected plants. Roussanne prefers a long growing season in order to fully ripen and display classic reddish gold tones of grape skins. Roussanne is characterized by bright floral aromas with peach, pear, nuts, baked bread, and spices that sometimes has herbal and tea-like aromas. On the palate, Roussanne is a full-bodied white wine with rich and rounded texture confirming flavors of lanolin and chamomile. Roussanne is a great blending grape variety, playing particularly well with Marsanne, where it adds inviting aromatics, elegance, and acidity with the potential to age and further develop in the bottle. Look for Roussanne to continue to be a significant grape variety at many Texas wineries and on tasting room menus. Before we get into the wine events for the weekend, let's check the weather. The weather for the weekend in the High Plains wine growing region will have high temperatures of 96 degrees with low temperatures of 60 degrees. The North Texas wine growing region will have high temperatures of 99 degrees with low temperatures of 70 degrees. The West Texas wine growing region will have high temperatures of 87 degrees with low temperatures of 56 degrees. The Texas Hill Country wine growing region will have high temperatures of 94 degrees with low temperatures of 67 degrees. And the Gulf Coast wine growing region will have high temperatures of 96 degrees with low temperatures of 75 degrees. Join Becker Vineyards for the Riedel Wine Glass Tasting on Saturday, July 6th from 12 to 1:30 p.m. This unique educational experience is sure to wow your palate. Becker Vineyards is partnering with Riedel, the wine glass company, to show you how and why to pair your favorite wine with the perfect glass. Utilizing a set of 3 Riedel wine glasses, you will taste through some of Becker Vineyard's award-winning wines to demonstrate the dramatic relationship between the wine and its vessel. Riedel has been revolutionizing the glassware industry since 1756. The only company to create a complete line of varietal-specific wine glasses, Riedel is the premier choice for any wine lover. For more information about this event, visit their website at beckervineyards.com. Messina Hoff Winery in Bryan, Texas is having their Waggles and Wine, a puppy pool party event on Sunday, July 7th from 11 to 4 p.m. Bring your favorite furry family member to hang out at the winery and enjoy cooling pools, chef-made treats, and the opportunity to take home a new member of the family. For the parents, they will have a full selection of award-winning wines available as well as slushies to help keep you cool. For more information on this event, visit their website at messinahoff.com. In keeping with the theme of furry friend activities, join Lost Draw Cellars in Johnson City for their Dog Days of Summer event on Saturday, July 6th from 10:30 to 1 p.m. This Possum Day will be filled with live music, tail-wagging fun, and delicious treats. There will be live music, a hot dog station, and special doggy bags for your furry little friends. Sit back and soak up the vibes, sip on delicious Lost Draw wine, and let the pets splash around in the sprinklers. Okay, you can splash around in the sprinklers too. For more information on this event, visit their website at lostdraw.com. Time to grab your dancing party and head on out to the beautiful Arch Ray Winery and Resort for their Latin Dance Party event on July 5th from 7 to 10 p.m. Come out to cut a rug and dance the night away in Arch Ray Resort's Barrel Room with their lively Latin dance party with the talented Raquel Zelsch. Featuring the pulsating rhythms of the Caribbean islands, immerse yourself in the passionate dance moves of salsa, merengue, and bachata. This will be a fun and energetic event, and you don't want to miss it. For more information on this event, visit their website at archrayresort.com. Are you ready for an adult pool party? Well, head on now to Carter Creek Winery in Johnson City for their Sip and Swim pool party event on Friday, July 5th from 6 to 9 p.m. Make a splash at the summer's ultimate pool party with some relaxing tunes by DJ Maverick, awesome grub, and refreshing frosés. There will also be a raffle for a 2-night stay at Carter Creek Winery and Resort and Spa to one lucky winner. This is a free event and all ages are welcome. For more information on this event, visit their website at cartercreek.com. Join Spicewood Vineyards in Spicewood, Texas for their 4th of July Red, White, and Rosé Hangover event on Saturday, July 6th from 6 to 9 p.m. This family and pet-friendly casual event will be the perfect place to unwind with a glass or two of Spicewood Vineyards' award-winning wine. There will be free ice cream for the kiddos, Lefty's Pizza food truck, and a killer band on deck. So bring your lawn chairs, picnic blankets, board games, the pup, and head on out for an easy night at the winery. For more information on this event, visit their website at spicewoodvineyards.com. Join Bingham Family Vineyards for their wine flavor class at the Grapevine Tasting Room on July 7th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Bingham Family Tasting Room staff would like to answer all the questions you may have about the sometimes complicated world of wine. In this class, you will cover the basics of wine tasting and understanding your own palate better. Throughout the class, you will engage in interactive tastings, discussions, and exercises to enhance your understanding and appreciation of wine. Remember, wine tasting is a fascinating journey that allows you to explore your senses and develop your own preferences to grape varieties, styles, and flavors. So head on out to Bingham Family Vineyards for an evening of wine exploration and education. For more information on this event, visit their website at binghamfamilyvineyards.com. 12 Fires Winery in Johnson City would like you to know that you're invited to their 3rd annual Wine and Swine Pig Roast event on Saturday, July 13th from 12 to 3 p.m. Indulge in the rustic charm of the Texas Hill Country and savor an unforgettable experience of delectable food and exceptional wines. Prepare your taste buds for an extraordinary feast featuring a succulent pig roast prepared with traditional flavors and accompanied by an array of mouth-watering side dishes. As you savor the flavorful meats, their award-winning wines will be expertly paired to enhance your culinary experience. For more information on this event, visit their website at 12fires.com. And those are your wine events for the weekend. Stay tuned for your music lineup for the weekend up next. Arch Ray Winery in Fredericksburg gets the music lineup started this weekend with Andy Garcia on stage Friday, July 5th from 4 to 7 p.m., followed by Daniel Johnson on Saturday, July 6th from 2 to 5 p.m. Blue Lotus Winery in Seguin will have Bob Coker on stage Friday, July 5th from 6 to 8 p.m. Dry Comel Creek Vineyards in New Braunfels will let Tana Nicole grace the stage on Saturday, July 6th from 2 to 5 p.m., followed by John Parmentier on Sunday, July 7th from 2 to 5 p.m. as well. Fall Creek Vineyards in Driftwood, Texas will let Anthony Bassini assume the musical duties on Saturday, July 6th from 1 to 5 p.m. Fiesta Winery on 290 will have Jake McLean on stage Saturday, July 6th from 3 to 6 p.m. Fiesta Winery at the Bend location will have Luke Ballet on stage Saturday, July 6th from 1 to 5 p.m. Paranella Cellars in Stonewall will have Bruce Smith on stage Saturday, July 6th from 1 to 5 p.m. Texas Heritage Vineyards in Fredericksburg will have Austin Mays and Teresi Seegers on stage Friday, July 5th from 2 to 4 p.m., followed by Brian Maldonado on Saturday, July 6th from 2 to 4 p.m. as well. Texas Hills Vineyards in Johnson City will have Julian Escobedo on stage Saturday, July 6th from 2 to 5 p.m. Torna Locks in Burnett, Texas will have Wake Eastman on stage Saturday, July 6th from 2 to 5 p.m. Augusta Vin Winery in Fredericksburg is having their Sips and Sounds event, starting with Matt Kirk on stage Friday, July 5th from 3 to 6 p.m., followed by Jeff Wood on Saturday, July 6th from 2 to 5 p.m. Faith Evangeline will finish the set on Sunday, July 7th from 3 to 6 p.m. 12 Fires Winery and Vineyard in Johnson City will let Taylor Alexander rock the house on Sunday, July 7th from 1 to 4 p.m. Bernhardt Winery in Plantersville, Texas will have the La Raza Connection on stage performing a Carlos Santana tribute on Sunday, July 7th from 7 to 9 p.m. Deep Roots Vineyards in Plantersville, Texas will have Silver Sager on stage performing a Bob Sager tribute on Friday, July 5th from 8:30 to 11 p.m., followed by Lone Star Skinner performing a Leonard Skinner tribute on Saturday, July 6th from 8:30 to 11 p.m. as well. West Sandy Creek Vineyards in Richards, Texas will have Frank Martin Gilligan on stage with Joe Gavito Friday, July 5th from 6 to 9 p.m., followed by Jackson James Band on Saturday, July 6th from 4 to 7 p.m. Greg Day will close out the set at West Sandy Creek on Sunday, July 7th from 2 to 5 p.m. Barons Creek Vineyards in Fredericksburg will let Jeff Wood jam out on Saturday, July 6th from 1 to 4 p.m. Saviano Winery in Cedar Hill will have Edwana Gray on stage Saturday, July 6th at 7 p.m. Two Brothers Winery in Keller, Texas will have Above the Empire on stage Saturday, July 6th from 2 to 5 p.m. Bending Branch Winery in Comfort, Texas will have the talented Lee Bachamp on stage Sunday, July 7th from 4 to 7 p.m. Dukeman Family Winery in Driftwood will have their Music on the Lawn event starring the Jack Henry Trio on Saturday, July 6th from 4 to 7 p.m. Kai Simone Winery in Spring Branch, Texas and NCS 50 will have you reminiscing the tunes of the 80s, 90s, and 2000s on Saturday, July 6th from 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. Longhorn Cellars in Fredericksburg, Texas will have Manny Vasquez on stage Saturday, July 6th from 1 to 4 p.m. The Texas Wine Collective in Fredericksburg will host Texas Bohemio on stage Saturday, July 6th from 1 to 5 p.m. William Chris Vineyards in High Texas will have the Jenny Del Lore Duo assuming the musical duties on Friday, July 5th through Sunday, July 7th from 1 to 4 p.m. And Lost Oak Winery in Burleson, Texas will close out the music lineup for the weekend with their Concert on the Lawn event starring the Olivia Joy Band on Saturday, July 6th from 6 to 9 p.m. And that's your music lineup for the weekend. Stay tuned for Did You Know? The Revolutionary War, also known as the American Revolution, lasted from 1775 to 1783 and was an insurrection by patriots in the 13 colonies against British rule, resulting in American independence. The original 13 colonies in the American Revolution were New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North and South Carolina, and Georgia. Attempts by the British government to raise revenue by taxing the colonies met with heated protest among many colonists who resented their lack of representation in Parliament and demanded the same rights as other British subjects. Rebels waged a full-scale war and the British surrendered at Yorktown, Virginia in 1781. The tradition of setting off fireworks on the 4th of July began in Philadelphia on July 4th, 1777, during the first organized celebration of the Independence Day. Ship's cannons fired a 13-gun salute in honor of the 13 colonies. The first ingredient of any fireworks is the ancient explosive black powder mix with potassium nitrate, charcoal, and sulfur. Once lit with a fuse or spark, the sulfur melts, then the sulfur flows over the potassium nitrate and charcoal, which then burn. This combustion reaction quickly produces a large amount of energy and gas, in other words, an explosion. Then we look up into the sky in awe of the beautiful color and arrangements of the fireworks presentation. And if you're anything like me, you're enjoying this spectacle with a glass of wine in hand. And then comes the familiar smell of burnt matches or gunpowder. Which leads me to ask the question, have you ever smelled that aroma in a wine and wondered how or what causes it? Well, did you know that the same sulfur used in the black powder mixture is also used in wine and is often described as a fault in winemaking? But is it? Here's a scoop on sulfur. In the vineyard, sulfur is used as a spray to prevent powdery and downy mildew in grapevines, which are popular vine diseases in Texas. In the winery, sulfur is combined with oxygen to create sulfur dioxide, which is an effective antiseptic, antimicrobial, and antioxidant used to prevent spoilage and premature oxidation, turning the wine into vinegar. But when does the smell of sulfur become a wine fault? According to wine expert and scientist Jamie Good in his book, Flawless, Understanding Wine Faults, the smell of sulfur in its various forms is caused by a process called reduction. Reduction, in a generalized explanation, is caused during the breakdown of yeast. During fermentation, if the wine is produced with limited exposure to oxygen and there are low levels of nitrogen in the must, yeast will produce volatile sulfur compounds such as hydrogen sulfide, which smells like rotten eggs, bad drains, cooked cabbage, or gunflint. For me, The gunflit aroma evokes memories of my childhood and reminds me of spent fireworks or those little red strips or red caps used in toy guns to simulate the pop of a pistol. So, it would be fair to say that I like the fact that the smell of sulfur takes me down memory lane to my childhood, but I don't like the aroma of sulfur in my wine as an adult. Yeah, the smell of bottle rockets, Roman candles, and sparklers in my wine glass is definitely a flaw in my book, but I'm game for a good fireworks display against a dark sky on the 4th of July. Well, that would do it for this week's episode. Thank you for joining me. I'm Mike Cole, your Texas wine scene correspondent, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the Texas Wine Scene. Cheers. For more in-depth information on the wineries mentioned in this episode, visit the Texas Wine Lover website at txwinelover.com or the Texas Wine Lover app. There you will be able to find a vast amount of information about Texas wineries and wine-related businesses. You can also search for information such as winery hours, grape varieties, food options, pet and kid-friendly wineries, and much, much more. So visit their website at txwinelover.com. That's txwinelover.com. Also, please leave me a rating and a review and share the podcast with all your wine-loving friends.